Yo, it is good, yo. It's your boy Ty back here with another video. In this video today, we're going to be going over all of the new details we got about the 250K tournament and what I think you guys need to do to prepare for the $250,000 tournament that the first qualifier is in 16 days from now. So it's very important that if you're trying to make $250,000 this year, that you follow these simple things, as well as just be informed about the current situation. If you are new to the channel and have not yet, please smash the subscribe button as we're on the road to 35,000 subscribers. So some big 250K tournament news. Obviously, we know it's in the game. We've heard a little bit about it, but this is the first real news about it. So this is just the 250K. What they released today, what you need to know. Obviously, there's like a big long thing that you can click on and read all the rules. I'm not going to do that. I did read it, but I'm not going to go over all of it with you guys because obviously there's not that much about it. But first thing on this is you need to reach the Emerald Unlimited tier to qualify for each game day. That's easy enough to do. You have to reach the Emerald tier, and I think you got to go 6-6, 6-5, maybe win 6 out of 12 games to reach the Emerald tier. Super easy to do, so that's easy enough to do. There's 4 game days to qualify scheduled for October 10th, November 21st, January 2nd, and February 6th. So this is interesting. The last game day qualifier last year was like middle of January 14th or something, and then the tournament was January. I think the last qualifier was January 18th, and the tournament was January 25th, if I do recall right. And this one's interesting. There's no qualifier scheduled for the month of December. Now, don't ask me why, because I'm not sure why. I don't know if they're hoping the Corona situation gets resolved and hoping that the finals can be played at the All-Star game. I don't know. Right now, they're planning on doing it all online from what I've read, but maybe they're hoping it does get resolved. But the one thing I will say in fine print, it does say game must be played on Xbox One or PlayStation 4. So I do believe this is all going to be current gen. All of it's going to be current gen, which means you guys know what that means. We're going to be playing current gen in the middle of February. I don't know how I feel about that at all. I really don't know how I feel about that, but that's something to note. It's all going to be current gen. That's besides the point. Let's move on to the next point that 2K gives us. 16 contestants per console who will advance to a single elimination tournament. Single elimination, no best of 3 until the finals. So the finals is a best of 3, but until the finals, it's all just single elimination. So you just better hope you get host. Scheduled for February 20th, 4 per console per game day. So same qualifiers as last time. We got 4 weekend qualifiers and 4 people are qualifying per weekend. Easy enough to figure out. 2 finalists, 1 per console who will compete for the grand prize. Once again, pretty easy enough to follow along with this. Obviously, you're going to have the PlayStation winner, the Xbox winner meet at the top. The winner of it all gets $200,000, and the guy who gets second gets $50,000. Now, I like this format just a little bit better. Instead of just saying, yeah, you get a prize bag, a gift bag, whatever it is. No, they're giving you $200,000 or $50,000, which I like a lot more because imagine making it that far, a lot of time, effort, and you get beat by 1 point or whatever it is, and then you don't get anything. So I do like that a lot. I was $200,000 and $50,000 because if you win the championship, you're not gonna really be worrying, man, I wish I would have got that extra $50,000. Whereas if you lose, you still feel accomplished a little bit. So I do like that a little bit more. Now, those are really the big points that they make. Some fine print stuff that I read is the fact that the final game will be played on the PlayStation console instead of the Xbox console like the past 2 years. Doesn't really matter too much in my opinion. Whether you're on PlayStation, whether you're on Xbox, you're going to be able to adjust. I've played PlayStation and Xbox both over the last 2 years. Really not that big of an issue in that factor right there. But it is important to note that the finals will be played on a PlayStation. So now that we went over all of that, you guys might be wondering, okay, so what does this mean? Okay, this means for you guys, after the first qualifier, I don't know if it has to do with seasons or what the reasoning is for no qualifier in December, but there's not a qualifier in December. I don't know the reasoning behind it. I don't know if it's for content purposes, what it is. Maybe they're trying to get their views up. Maybe they think the game's going to be popping more at the start of March. I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning behind it is, but here's the thing I can tell you about the tournament. First qualifier for me, I'm Central Time Zone. But I don't know. I'm Central Time Zone. So it says 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. But what I read earlier, I swear it said 10 Pacific Time. So it's either going to start at 12 or 1 Eastern Time. That's what you guys need to know. The tournament's either going to start at 12 or 1 Eastern Time. And it's important to note it's a four-hour period. And once you lose, you're done. So same thing as last year as far as that. So what I'm going to tell you guys and what I've been preaching to everybody, make sure you get Steph Curry by that date. Because if you get him after that date, he's going to be useless. He's not going to be used at the end of November. There's no chance. So if you're planning on getting Steph, you might as well, if you're planning on playing for 250K, remember you got to be 18 years or older to participate, but you better have Steph and Curry. Some more, looking just at my lineup, some more guys I think that I will use. Looking at my lineup, the only guy is George Mikan. I think he'll be used, and wherever Elgin Baylor is. Those two guys are going to be used for on my team in my best guess for the first qualifier. Other than that, I'm guessing Steph, JoJo White, and then whoever they release in content type of packs. Possibly a Chris Webber, Draymond type guy as well. And then you guys, a lot of people might be, still wondering, how's 250 gonna look? Is it all gonna be online? Since it's all best of one. It's all best of ones though. It is all best of one. So if you lose one game, you're done. And I wish it was all best of three, but we can't control that. And the finals are online. So one thing I've wondered, okay, what happens in the scenario that I match up versus DBG in the finals? Not to say it's going to happen, but what would happen in that case? Who would get host? How would that all work? Now, I don't know. That's not for me to decipher, but that could end up being an absolute mess. Some more important details to kind of get you guys ready for 250K. You guys can see I haven't bought any of these players. I probably won't buy them until the week of qualifiers. That's when I'm really going to start getting ready. Probably not grinding any more offline modes. Probably just strictly playing competitive type games. Getting myself ready for the first qualifier. And it is important to note, don't spend your MT yet. Wait until that week until you can finalize what your team is going to start looking like. Because there's really, look at it this way. A lot of people are playing with Manu Ginobili. There's no chance he plays for me in 250K. No chance. Paul George possibly, but that would be about it. And so there's no point of, picking up these guys, even such as Lamar Odom, since I know he won't play for me for 250K. So for me, especially if you're no money spent, definitely just wait until about, I would say, 7 days prior. Then you can spend your MT, do whatever you need to do. And then another important thing to note is applying badges. So for a player, let's say like George Mikan, right? He's a reward player. I haven't applied any badges to George yet, but I can apply badges. It's weird because the green machine, it's like I gotta upgrade the green machine before I can apply any badges, which is weird because I have all these other badges, but it's like making me apply green machine. But he has 5 badge slots available. Obviously, if I play with George Mikan, I'll probably just give him the green machine. I don't know. I don't really want to apply that to him. But let's say even for a Marbury, if he played for me in 250K, he has all of these badge slots that you can apply to him. Now, a lot of the badges I have, aren't applicable to him. And maybe that's the same thing for Mikan. A lot of the bronze badges I have for him just simply aren't applicable. And that's a case for all these new players. Most of them are applicable to specific players. So if you have a Draymond, he can get range extender, stuff like that. Like, let's look at a Luis Scola. I don't even know why I have him, but he can get all these bronze badges. So a lot of the new players, you can apply basically every badge to them, and that's important to note. So a guy like George Mikan, for example, if you can't apply any of these bronze badges, I don't know if it's just because I have the Hall of Fame green machine that I can upgrade, but if I can't apply any other badges, he might not play over a guy like Chris Webber, for example, who I can put clamps on, who I can put range extender, all the badges I want. And so that's important to note when you're deciding your team. What badges can certain people get? Like a Steve Nash, for example, can get range extender, can get clamps. So I'm more inclined to buy him when it comes down to it because I know how good he can be. His base card isn't that good, but when you start applying badges, you can really start to see your players come together. And so that's another important thing to note. Make sure your players are all badged out to their best of abilities for you to get ready and qualify week 1, because there's no better thing. Trust me, I qualified week 1 last time, and there's no better thing than doing it. Obviously, if you don't qualify, it's not the end of the world. You still got 3 more qualifying weeks, but it's nice to just get it out of the way, not have to sweat and worry every single week about necessarily getting your team right. You still want to stay ready, stay competitive for the tournament, but it's just nice not having to worry, what happens next weekend if I lag out or if I get matched up against another comp guy. All those go out the window. You worry about yourself, and once you're qualified, then you move on to the next step. So I'm trying to help you guys do whatever it takes to qualify, know what the 250K tournament is going to be like, know how it's set up, and know each and every way to maximize your team. I hope you guys did find this video useful in your approach to 250K, and hopefully it can help you qualify week 1, guys. But that is going to wrap it up basically on my tips and tricks and my information that I got from 2K today on and how I personally perceived all of that and how I feel about the 250K tournament this year. I do think it's a big time W that they're going to a 250K split. You know, that way whoever gets second isn't really, you know, isn't going away with nothing. Because if you do all that and come away with nothing, you're going to feel like you wasted a lot of time, energy, a lot of that. And it is all online, which with the corona situation, I understand. It's weird how there's no qualifier in December. That's the thing I don't really understand, but it is what it is. Guys, that is going to wrap it up for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love y'all, and have a blessed day.